Shaggy, I am Philalitheia, and I have a problem. I can't stop eating this fucking popcorn. It's so bad for me. Gonna have me shitting my guts out in a few hours. I love it. Oh, fuck was texting me. No, I bet you can hear me. Give me a sec. You probably can't hear me anyway. I guess I should sit here in silence until someone shows up to let me know whether you can fucking hear me. I have no idea whether my mic is working. I don't know. Hello, the two of you. Thank you for being here. Hello, T-Rex. By the way, I was telling you that there was like a whole thing. There was a whole debate over a T-Rex. There's new evidence in that debate. Hey, you know, it's Christmas. Whatever. It's whatever day it is. Thursday? Wednesday? I bet there's football on. Shit, I should be watching football. I'm not talking to you fucking nerds. Give me 1 second. Alright. I wouldn't have watched Dallas. Alright. I wouldn't have watched Dallas, Washington anyway. So you got 20 minutes of my time before I'm going to bitch about not being able to watch the game. Baby version. Yeah, well, it's not so much a baby. They got it the Nano Tyrannus, maybe something like that. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I immediately lost interest in the speaker and the presentation. I just thought you'd like to know that I was presenting you not entirely incorrect information. I'm not going to act like I didn't get immediately disengaged by the speaker. Martin Luther. Mark. My biggest goal? I don't know. No shit. What happened with that, T-Rex? How did that go? You want to talk about it, or are you just sharing? Was I involved in any way? Just asking the questions that come to mind. She spilled the lipstick on her face. I had a bad day again. I would not understand. She's left a note and said, I'm sorry. I had a bad day again. Cool. T-Rex? The book of Job argues that God is always with us, and that bliss is with us wherever we are. It's about letting ourselves experience it. Hey, Richie. Speak of the devil. Left a note and said, I'm sorry, I've had a bad day again. Na 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 na. Are you asking me what bliss is neurologically? I think bliss might be the sensation that nothing's trying to kill you at the moment. It seems like every day is the same, and I'm left to discover on my own. It seems like every day is gray, and there's no color to behold. Okay, so hell began as a place not of punishment, but of atonement. The punishments were strange. The methods that ghosts reported being made to atone are strange, dreamlike, dreamy. They have this. I like this song too. I wish it more by either, but I like the bass line. Boom, 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 boom. And then he slides out for the verse. I really like when they do that. Anyway, it's got this nice bow wow. That's really hard to do. It's got this nice hammer-on pull-off trill in the chorus. The bass line does. That's really hard to do, actually. You either have to play with dead strings, and so you lose it in the mix. Or you have to play with bright, crisp strings. You got to down tune a little bit. Or you just got to have really fucking strong fingers, because he's playing down on the first 3 frets. In order to get that trill on the first 3 frets, it's tough. I don't know what that face means, and I'm sorry if I'm boring you. But it sounds cool if you can pull it off and you can cut through the mix with the hammer on. The pull off is easier because you can pop the string. Boom, 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 boom. That one. That's hard to do. That's hard. You gotta have really strong fingers or you gotta cheat it. And so I don't know whether he did any of those things. It's in the studio. He probably didn't cheat it. They were young enough as a band that he probably didn't cheat it either. He probably didn't think that was acceptable. But their, you know, the producer might have been like, okay, you can't actually get that in the mix. Let's cheat it. But he does it a lot. Like, he does it a bunch of times in the song. So I'm assuming that they didn't just track it once, record it once, and then duplicate it in Pro Tools. They could have by the time Sealer were around. Maybe not Pro Tools by that name. Old time musicians, yeah, I agree. Well, back in my day, new metal was still new. Yeah, corn on classic rock stations. Oh, the game's been going awesome. I haven't played since I left last night. Son of a bitch. At some point, I'm going to have to open... nope. I'm going to have to plug my phone into the battery. Got a lot of people talking to me all of a sudden. Lyneth, I put you in the fucking... your own thing. Because you're a talky boy, Lenny. Hoo-yah! Before you know away. Oh, this is another good bass riff. The skies are open wide. The victor gives us five. Oh, System of a Down. You're so weird. You use Albanian sounds. He just sounds like a crazy person. Just a go. He's not trying to ruin his voice by fucking actually screaming over Darian Malakian. I'm eating y'all butt. I didn't say all the words I wanted to. I almost said I'm eating your big fat booty, bitch. And then I saw who said it, and I was like, pull that way back. No, that'd feel nice. I know. That's why I was like, pull it back. Pull it back. Must still be in a good mood. Oh, that burger lingered for a while. Those French fries, man. I cannot believe I said that out loud. It doesn't count because I didn't say it. I'm eating my cheddar. You know all the food. You were there with me during my shopping run. someone, I won't say his name out loud, MLM. I don't actually know, I don't know his username, I don't think. But I haven't tried to reach out before this one, but he bought me he sent me $50 and the transfer fee. He actually sent me the 50, he sent me 51 and a quarter or whatever. He also sent me the transfer fee so I could move it to my Cash App if I chose to, which is a fucking baller move, by the way. That's a baller move. I didn't think it. I reacted and I had to cut off some of the words that were just going to come ejaculating out of my mouth if I let myself just say all the words that came to my mouth. I didn't think it at all. It's like I shared with Mr. S the other day. I might be the only person who actually liked the Colbert Report. That can't be possible, but I really loved the Colbert Report. And he made a song for the show called "Remixing Is Okay," where he was talking to an author who was talking about digital copyright. And again, this it made an impression on me. And he said, well, it would be a real shame if somebody out there were to remix this very conversation into a sweet dance mix. And so, of course, a bunch of people did. This was early internet when that was still novel. And it's fucking hilarious. And so they got so many that he made one. And it's called Remixing Is Okay. And really, if you want to find it, the video is hilarious. You do still have to go through Comedy Central. They still have the copyright on that, which is hilarious and ironic. And they knew that was going to happen. It's a comedy show, and it's all about cultural satire. So they're satirizing both sides of the aisle on this song, and it's fucking hilarious. It's so good. I don't remember what the hell I was talking about. No, I love fruit. Oh, okay, so it's a bunch of Stephen Colbert lines as the vocals to an EDM song, right? An electric dance mix. And so one of them is I think it, then I say it. I think it, then I say it. Sometimes I don't even think it, I just say it. That's the argument I'm making. I didn't think it, I just said it. I'm not sorry either, Rach. You're not getting the sorry. I cut it off. I cut it off before I said the mean words. Jesus Christ. I really like Metallica's song Fixer. And I think the reason people don't like it is because it's panned crazy. This song feels like being fucked up on heroin and not wanting to be. Just when all seems fine and I'm pain-free, jab another pin in me. He's singing about the opiate addiction he earned in the hospital after he set his face on fire. And if you listen to it in really good stereo headphones, it pans back and forth across the music pans back and forth across the cans in an absolutely disorienting and awesome way. It feels like being stoned and not wanting to be. Like, fuck, I didn't mean to get stoned. It's awesome. Load and Reload are awesome. And if you learn the story behind Load and Reload, this James says he wrote these 30 or 32 tracks or whatever it is, that he wrote all of these on the road. He talked about how they had a bunch of songs that had accumulated on the road. But every single one of these songs, in my opinion, just from having listened to these two records a lot since I moved into the tent and listened to this story a lot, is James wrote every single one of these songs during his rehab from setting his face on fire. And that was on the road, for sure. Oh, for anybody who's triggered by cigarette smoke, I'm not sorry. I am doing this. You're welcome to return in 15 minutes. I haven't had one of these in like a month. In fact, while he was rehabbing, for the first time, he was away from the recording studio long enough during his rehab that they had Kirk laid out a bunch of the rhythm tracks on Load and Reload for the first time in their recording history. And so some of these songs on this record have a completely unique feel that you won't find in any other Metallica songs because they went back even the absolutely tortured recording process on Saint Anger. Um, they didn't step outside of their usual roles, the roles that got them to Load and Reload. They didn't take what they learned and apply it to new songs because they got so much negative backlash. They were trying to write Ride the Lightning again, but they didn't know at the time that they were so dependent on the bass guitar to anchor their songs rhythmically. They thought that they were doing everything rhythmically on the rhythm guitar, and they were wrong. No, it's not a 100, and I wouldn't say it's a good one. It's just a Marlboro NXT. I'm usually done with a cigarette after about like the first third, so 100 just feels like work to me. And look, guys, I celebrate. I just want to jump ahead of this elephant real quick while I've got the 7 of you, 5 of you. I just want to jump in front of this a little bit. I celebrate Christmas a little bit differently. Christmas is a traumatizing time of year for me. My mother's birthday was, I don't know when it was, but it was around this time of year. So growing up, she didn't get a birthday. She just got her birthday presents on Christmas, and it was a real problem for her. And so she dragged it into her late adulthood, middle adulthood. She dragged my life through it for 18 years. And so theologically and historically, I'm not sure that Jesus is necessary. And the Christmas mythology, the Christmas celebration mythology, all happened in the Middle East in the first century. It happened so long ago and so distant from me that whether the person was real or not, here we are, right? Here we are. And so I take the opportunity on Christmas to do what I do every day and just remember that life in the first century AD brought us here, brought us to here, thinking about and remembering the suffering of the Jewish people around winter during wartime with Rome would have been fucking miserable for 30 years. 30 years is an entire generation. There were an entire generation of Jesuses born and raised and died that nobody knows about, nobody talked about. So Jesus, for me, for the spirit, is irrelevant. The remembering that a baby is born and that baby is a treasure because given the right environmental stimulus, that baby could grow up to be the Messiah, whatever that is not a complex that people have. It's a duty that we all have to every child. So I think of Christmas as an opportunity to remember that a child is born and that child matters. And it matters to all of us to be an environment that is responsible to that child, whoever that child may be, every day. Because one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately, especially with these music documentaries I've been watching, these video game documentaries I always watch, this social commentary I'm always involved in, is okay, yeah, you did the thing, the Eminem. Yeah, you did the thing. You were creatively honest to yourself, but were you responsible to the generation younger than you? And Rap God says, no, I wasn't. The Rehab album, he talks constantly about how, no, I have not been responsible to the younger people, to people younger than me. I have not been responsible. I have prevented them with things they can no longer unhear. And that was irresponsible of me. I was talking about something important. I gotta duck away real quick, guys. This conversation is more important. Julie, I don't know if you watch these lives. I don't know if you see, but I love you, girl. Thank you. Thank you for your gift. Thank you for your contributions to my life. I'm sorry. I thought that I was saying more things to you yesterday than I was. I thought I said a whole litany of things that I did not say, and I am deeply sorry for that. I am mentally unwell. I do have imaginary conversations, and sometimes I do think I've texted and said things out loud that I haven't. I know there's a story that I began that I can't get back to. I can't remember how I deviated from it. We got to laugh. I called Rachel. I said I was eating her ass instead of just saying I'm eating the cheddar and pepperoni she knows I got yesterday. I'm not your fucking memory. Yeah, here come the waters. They come to wash away the sins of you and me. This time you'll see. It fucking rhymes. Using the correct grammar rhymes, Scott. Using the correct grammar rhymes. I know you don't want to say me twice. But you say with E, with you and I, me. Bud, just say me twice. Fuck. I really like that Velvet Revolver record. I really do think that's Guns N' Roses' best work. Scott Weiland is the superior Axl Rose. Fight me. But fuck, bro. Just fucking use the me. You can say meh if you really need to. Heroin, man. Heroin. I know Rach is gonna have a real problem with me thinking that Scott Weiland is the superior Axl Rose. That's such a fucking hot take. If it were 1997, someone would fight me. I feel violent. I feel alone. I don't try to change my mind. No. He also says I feel angry, I feel helpless. I want to change the world. Yeah. Creed had 3 good records. And then Scott Stapp decided that he wanted to say some stupid shit while he let some girl who wasn't his wife blow him in front of a camera. And here we are. Just can't be responsible with the previous generation. Just have to treat the women in it like they're objects. The only way is one. One, oh, one. The only way is one. I feel angry, I feel helpless. Gonna change the world, yeah. that behavior, Scott Stapp specifically, his behavior was played out and unwelcome in public and in private by the time Van Halen discarded Diamond Dave. "20 years later, self-glorification while some woman you don't know, a record after you wrote a hit single about how much you love your wife and your child together. Unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable in private and in public. I feel angry. I feel helpless. Gonna change the world, yeah. So what he did with that anger and that helplessness is he used his fame to put his dick in strange women's mouths. Hey, Mr. S. No, they weren't more glorious. They were poverty culture and depraved. They knew better in the 60s and 70s, but their behavior was the culture. And so they became musicians because they were so public. Cameras, news media, print news media, cameras, microphones, because they were standing in front of microphones, because they were so present. Musicians in the 60s, 70s, 50s, Elvis, because they were so present. When record labels began to be bought out by and consolidated as part of the major media conglomerations that we exist with today. Think Disney, and then like we could probably take a few minutes if I had my laptop or felt like it. I have my laptop. I meant open and felt like it. We could probably look at how many legacy recording studios and record labels that Disney, the umbrella of Disney, owns. And so, like, Gene Simmons using rock music to fuck as many women as he possibly could. That behavior was played at the time. The media conglomerations, as they bought out and consolidated these record labels, the media conglomerates had a marketing message, a marketing cultural message. For example, like Mountain Dew, right? Do the do, right? Nike, just do it. They had these marketing messages that they were trying to push out. So like, I don't know specifically, I don't have specific, but like, I don't know, Sony Music owned Michael Jackson. And so Sony Music is trying to have this image that they're pushing along with their records. Well, they leaned left at the time too, T-Rex. The Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent, his right lean is highly unusual for artists. System of a Down, their right lean is extremely difficult. It's extreme. Megadeth, the Dave Mustaine, even among the members of Megadeth, Dave Mustaine is the only one who actually leans right. And if you notice that the guys who lean right, that the artists, typically males, who lean right, don't lean right. That's why there was so much neo-Nazism in 1990s metal. Because metal was seen as the anti-culture, not the counterculture. It was seen as the anti-culture, and neo-Nazism in the 1990s, neo-Nazism and pro-Confederate pre-Jim Crow era politics were popular in the South in the 90s as part of the anti-culture. It wasn't about growing diversity. Those sentiments existed before affirmative action. Affirmative action was just a cultural pressure needed to bake them into clay. Well, bake them into stone is what I meant to say. Hey, Trav. Merry Christmas, Daniel. Huh. Love and hate. People think that countercultures, or I don't remember what they call them, microcultures, really. Are divorced from the larger culture. But their reactions to it. Furries aren't furries in isolation. ABMX. They don't not know that their behavior is unusual. They're expressing themselves within the culture. They're just doing it at a smaller scale than the pop culture media giants are able to do. Oh, shit. Pipes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to smoke a briar pipe. I can't imagine that an anime child that identifies as a ghost has much to say of any interest on any subject. Oh, it's a bummer that it's broken. It's cool that we have a hobby in common, T-Rex. You've been looking for a real long time. Yeah, I really like the Dr. Graybo. I like bent stems. I like briar, and I like a specific look. I don't remember what it's called, but I like a specific look. I like a bent stem with the little metal ring at the break. for anyone interested in pipes, that's a tradition that began in World War One. Captain Black. Captain Black Gold is my shit, dude. But Captain Black White is also really good. Captain Black Gold tastes like a fucking German chocolate cake, and it's amazing. It leaves the whole fucking area that you're smoking it in smelling like German chocolate cake. It's so good. Cancer cake, but it's delicious. Yeah, so that convention of the bent stem into the little metal attachment, that's a tradition that began in World War One, and so how it happened, how it began, is you got your bent stem pipe, and you're allowed to, you pack a pipe, you get your ration of tobacco in the army, in the trenches or whatever. And when the stems used to not be they were made as a single piece. They weren't separate parts. The stem and mouthpiece weren't separate parts that you could disassemble and clean. And so what would happen is they would break, and if they weren't able to get a replacement, what they would do is they would use a spent cartridge, and they would fit that spent cartridge down over the break, and then they would join it back together. And so that look of the pipes that I like is it's wabi sabi, and it makes me happy, even if it's artificial. She said it's cold outside, so she handed me a raincoat. She said it's autumn again, and it might as well be my fault. She only sleeps when it's raining. Like the bent stems? Or like pipe tobacco, because you didn't have to hold your hands next to your mouth to smoke them? Yeah, understood. She swears the moon don't hang quite as high as it used to. But she only sleeps when it's raining, rather. And she screams, and her voice is strained. And she says, "Baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely." There's this channel that I keep running across in my doom scrolling on YouTube. And the videos are all called how to get fired from a gig as a drummer, and they're part whatever. That's intense, T-Rex. That's a lot of money. A lot of dollars. And the deal is that the drummer, it's this band for this place. I think the place is called Live Nudies or something like that. And it's a club, a gig, whatever, and so they're the house band. And so I guess the gig, or the joke, or the meme, whatever it's called, the bit here is that he's got a digital pad that he can play, that's mic'd, that he can play sound bites, the drummer does, and he tries to crack up the singer. And so they start into 3 a.m. They start into this, and right as he goes in to sing the first lines, he hits his pad, and it's the sound of Patrick going, "Oh, it's 3 a.m." Right as dude goes up to sing. And he just looks at the drummer and goes, "Oh, that one's good, you son of a bitch." That one was good. I've been wanting to hear 3 a.m. I've been thinking about that for days. That shit was so funny. Oh, it's for him! Because that's what everybody in the crowd did as soon as they recognized the song. That shit's so funny to me. Those videos crack me the fuck up. And obviously he's not trying to get fired. Obviously they make the singer, he laughs every single time. And some of them are better than others. Some of them are really good. Like he does I don't even remember what song it was, some serious melancholy song. And then instead of a cymbal crash to signal the transition to the next part, he hits his fucking thing and it makes a great big fucking clown honk. He goes, right in the middle of the song, and dude just starts fucking laughing. Compulsive laughers are funny for people like that drummer. I'm a compulsive laugher. I wouldn't be able to hold that shit together either. So I'd be mic'd, I'd be taking it real serious, and then I know that shit's coming, so I'm primed for their laugh anyway, and then it would just be, explosive ejaculation of laughter into the microphone, and everybody gets to deal with their ears being blown out because that one got me. See, I would find it very difficult to be in a prog band. Maynard James Keenan and I have similar personalities, and one of the reasons I know that is because I gravitated to him as a young person, because he said he could never be in a band if it took itself too seriously and everything had to be super tight and serious all the time. And I like to watch those bands, but I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to keep it together. If nobody else was making fart noises, I would have to make a fart noise at some point into the mic during a song. It would just happen. Now, I probably have a Tourette's. There's a Tourette's adjacent disorder that makes me do that. That is probably why I do that stuff. Why, for example, I will say it before I think it. Things that I just should never say to anyone directly to my girlfriend's face. Just trusting that she knows it's the Tourette's, not me. They never do. That's not a jab at you, Rachie. You haven't had the opportunity yet. I haven't actually done it right to your face. But I agree with Chris Cordell here. To be yourself is all you can do. Yeah, Pearl Jam are real uptight. They're real serious musician types. Real serious musician types. And that's okay. That's why Eddie Vedder did all those crazy antics on stage. In the 90s, like climbing up in the rafters of festivals and shit. That's why he did all that stuff, is because the band were real serious musician types, like real serious, like chamber musician types. Like that band never meant to get that big. They never wanted it. They never meant for it to happen, and they didn't know how to sustain it at all. That's why the follow-up record is nothing like, what is it called? One? That's why their music just does not sound like those original singles. Like Yellow Ledbetter, kinda, but their music just does not sound like that after the first record. They were super ambitious. But so was Soundgarden. Soundgarden were super ambitious. They didn't mean to get as big as they did either. They were a bunch of non-white dudes from Seattle just trying to make music. Merry Christmas, Dave. But in the 80s, hey, Sophia, 80s and the 90s, trying to make music, especially trying to make metal, rock music, rock and roll, as a non-white person, especially as a Latino, Cornell looks Latino if he's not. And that's enough in some people's minds. I'm not making an argument from my perspective. I'm trying to articulate other people's perspectives delicately. Tom Araya, I think he's Mexican. Might be Brazilian. I'm pretty sure he's South American. One way or another. Found it difficult. I think of Soundgarden almost every day. Now I'm eating honey wheat pretzels, Rachy. Counting Crows did get big. You know that Metallica show they played in that legendary Metallica show they played in Russia, right? So I'm trying to remember who the 3 bands were. Everybody knows. There were 4 bands that played that day, but there were 3 bands that everybody knows. I know it's Pantera and Metallica. The third one might have been Slayer or something like that. I don't remember who the third one was. Pantera and Metallica, for sure. The fourth one, the opening band for Pantera and Metallica in Russia on a military base for over 1 million human souls was fucking Counting Crows. That must have been fucking wild for the Crows. Must have been absolutely fucking mind-blowing. Yeah. Yeah, in Russia during the 90s, yeah. I don't think the wall had come down yet. It might have, but I don't think so. I don't feel like cluttering my space further by having my laptop open, and I don't feel like minimizing this. But it was in the 90s. Because they played fucking... Metallica played fucking, Enter Sandman for 1 million people. I'm sure there have been bigger shows before and since, but holy shit. I'm pretty sure I've heard interviews with them where they were talking about the responsibility of their set list. What songs do we play? Like, how violent and aggressive do we get with these songs with 1 million people? Do we get a mosh pit going with 1 million people? How responsible is that? I don't like this band as a rule. But Coheed and Cambria is Good Star, I'm Apollo. Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4. Whatever the fuck it's called. And Keeping Secrets or something. What is it fucking called? Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4. Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. Title so long. It had to have inspired my stupidly long titles. This record's killer, though. I'm pretty sure I was telling my girlfriend today about how bands understand the fourth record as the record that's supposed to define your career. It's supposed to define a genre if you've done it right. And I'm pretty sure that Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4 is their fourth record. It's got a bright good 4 on the cover. So if that was their third record, that'd be a weird design choice. But I don't know. I don't like this band as a rule, but this record is killer. He does talk about doing violence to women a lot, though. Which I am opposed to. The drum sound is just so fucking big. Even though it's easy, like simple. I like it when lead guitarists just start playing a different song in the middle of the song behind the vocals. Sometimes I get tired of listening to the vocalist and I just want to listen to the guitarist play a different song behind all of it. They do that a lot in this song. Not this song, this record. And if he's doing it right, the bassist is almost always playing a different song. So really, I just like it when the instruments play different parts. And if there are 5 instruments, I like it if they're all playing different parts. I don't mind if they double up, you know, for emphasis. But I'm sorry, Foo Fighters, nothing about your music is emphatic enough that you need 5 guitars all playing the same riff. It's just not that, nothing. It's just not that emphatic. The band is Coheed and Cambria. The record is Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4. Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. Plus, it's like, yeah, they just need a 6th guitar. And then they'll have that depth and richness they're looking for. Yep, you hit that G flat minor on 6 different guitars. Finally, you'll have it. I'm sorry, you're allowed to like the Foo Fighters. I was just really annoyed when I tuned into some live performance on TV. It was a TV live performance, I know. And there were 5 dudes playing guitar, but I could only hear one guitar track. Guitar line, rather. David Grohl. Yeah, Dave Grohl. He recently got caught putting a woman in, or a baby in a woman who's not his wife. And the rock and roll world went wild because they all thought that Dave Grohl was a saint. Not Dave Grohl, not the guy who was in Nirvana. He wouldn't put a baby in somebody else. besides his wife, that would be a breach of his marriage contract. Oh shit. It destabilized rock and metal for a few weeks. I've always kind of assumed that Dave Grohl must be an asshole because the way Nirvana ended, Chris didn't go on to do anything else. He just took his royalties and moved on with his adult life. But Dave Grohl didn't. So I always kind of assumed he must be an asshole. I know, right, Mr. S? And why do we particularly care? No, I actually do understand why we care. Mm-hmm. Now, that's a terrible reason to judge somebody. But there were only the three of them, and Kurt Cobain just didn't like Dave Grohl. They never got along. Kurt was really vocal and public about it. And Dave Grohl has always been very happy family mythology when he talks about that time of his life in the media, because Nirvana fans are so fucking sensitive. So I've just always assumed that guy's an asshole. And he's not dead, so I'm allowed to talk shit about him. What is this? I love this song. The World I Know is the better Collective Soul song, by the way. See the world below. And I've offered myself as the tears roll down. This is the world I had known. This is the world I had known. Every song I'm tuning into today has a bass line that goes "doing on" at some point. It's so hard to do. It's a hammer on pull off, and it's really hard for me. I found it very difficult. Obviously, these men did not find it as difficult as I did. It's just, I've always thought it was such a suspect career move. Lead singer, guitarist of my band just shot himself in the fucking head with a shotgun. I'm gonna go front another band as singer and songwriter. It's weird. Singer, lead guitarist. It's just a weird, it's just such a jaded and, I don't know. Something's not right. Not normal about that. But look, you're a young man. You want to make music. You want to be famous. You want to stand on stages, and the fucking guy in your band who hired you hates you and then ate a fucking shotgun. Survival says you can only live on other people's couches, smoking other people's weed, and fucking other people's girlfriends for so long. And that is the song of Everlong. I mean, that's the story of Everlong. He was trying to figure out how to get his current girlfriend to break up with him while he was sleeping on the couch of some stoner, smoking that guy's weed and fucking his girlfriend, writing songs about how he wanted to be with that guy's girlfriend instead of his girlfriend. That's what Everlong is about. Geo, like the car, the little Geos. The little S, like the little Jeep knockoff, right? Yeah. That's right. There's a certain amount of Dave Grohl knew that he had name recognition and people would come and watch his band whether it were good or not. Yeah. There's a certain amount of that happens once you get involved in any performance art, that you know that your name alone will sell. So it doesn't matter whether the thing that you do is trash if you need the income. Think about Nicolas Cage, the IRS, the post-IRS period of Nicolas Cage's life and his creative work. He hadn't released anything that's actually good since he got in debt because he'll take anything. I don't know. I've never heard I've heard one person advocate that he's made a good movie since Face Off, and it was a woman trying to argue that the Ghost Rider series was actually good because it was his passion project. But this is what he did as a passion project. I don't know that that's a counterpoint to he needed the money. He needed that to be a lot better than it was, and he needed us to buy it because he was in it, and we didn't because it was trash. Like Nicolas Cage is in it, we're gonna watch it to make fun of it, is what you do with a project that you don't want, and what you do with somebody's not passion project. It's like, I didn't know I didn't want this. Thanks. I'm gonna destroy it now. I'm gonna pan it. By the way, that's a lot of my gaming experience. No, I didn't know I was gonna hate this. I hate it now. Gonna play it. I'm gonna make fun of it because it's bad, and I didn't know I was gonna hate it. But then I get mad. I need to stop eating. I'm gonna make myself sick. Just bored eating like everybody else. 'Tis the season. Ugh! I'm trying really hard not to yell. Make a lot of really loud, angry noises. I don't want to be here. I want to be playing 7 days. Yesterday was awesome. But I don't want to go to... I'm not going to McDonald's again today if I can avoid it. And if I open my laptop, I've got about 2 hours. And then I'll have no battery. And I just don't feel like it today. Sorry, guys. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. I want to sit here. I want to eat my candy and my cookies and all my bullshit that MLM bought for me. Thank you, friend. Yo, fucking disappoint me, Maynard says. He's sick of all this passive-aggressive bullshit, he says. Ugh. So Merry Christmas. There is a non-zero chance that I end this soon to call my girlfriend. Oh shit, I forgot I wanted to watch football. Fuck, I forgot I wanted to watch football. I am going to end this now. I'm going to call my girlfriend, and I'm going to spend Christmas with the family that I am making. There's a non-zero chance that I might go live and screen share from my Discord. But I want to watch the football games, guys. And I can't do that live. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing Christmas with me. I love you all very much. Even the replay squad. Even the people who are watching this in the future who weren't here today. Thank you, T-Rex. Thank you for keeping me company. Reggie, I love you. Mr. S, thank you for being here. I love you too, buddy. It's a different future. Last year sucked. Hey, Mayrav. This has been all I could ask for. And so don't be surprised if I don't do a special something in a few hours. I want to watch these games. And this is when I'm usually waiting for the night. Thank you, guys. Be well. Tell someone you love them. And we go back to our regular scheduled programming tomorrow. Thank you, guys.